Guys,
Yeah.
Yes.
are we getting too old for gaming?
Chris is.
Or will we ever get too old to game?
This was a conversation Chris kind of brought up to us. Like, will we be doing gaming forever? I know we love the hunt. I know we love the thrill, but
Yeah,
is there an expiration date where you think our bodies will be over it? Or do you think it's going to be it's going to be our MASH. It's going to be our Hawaii 5-0. It's going to be our Lone Ranger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I kind of wanted to bring it up. I kind of almost wanted to talk about it like decade by decade.
Do it.
Like, I'm in my 40s now, and I have noticed, and I talk to other 40-year-olds, like Ben over there. You're in your 40s.
Ricky.
I just made 40.
Oh, 40. Let's go. All right. So you're in our category.
Not 40.
Are you in your 20s still?
Yeah, I'm still in my 20s.
All right.
Yeah.
Looks 40.
So-
Awesome.
I know in my
I got a year left, dude.
I know, and we probably all can say in our teens, we played tons of games. It was like our life, right?
Yeah.
Big part of it. My 20s, I gamed like crazy. Even my early 30s, I was still gaming. As I have hit my 40s, not that I don't still love gaming. I love it. I have noticed that
Arthritis is kicking in.
not arthritis.
I can't play no more.
No, it's
Gotta
not
take your medicine in the
arthritis.
morning.
It is simply just a time thing to like, if I am gaming, like the games, if I'm going to sit down and game, I'm like, okay, this is going to take a couple hours here. I just have a very big workload, and I'm like, either I'm going to game, watch a movie real quick, or work. And I find myself gravitating way more towards, I have a lot of work. I got to go work.
Same.
And if I go sit down to game, I'm like, not that I feel like I'm wasting my time, but I'm like, shoot, I'm not working, which I need to work. And so I don't know if it's a product of being in their 40s, maybe feeling like, God, I'll get a lot of stuff done now. Like this is, kind of not the last hurrah, but it's like, okay, crazy. Gotta work, get stuff done. And we also, we have a lot going on with the expo and stuff like that. Expos for me. So I just find at 40 now, I'm gaming less. Ooh. And I'm curious, I'm thinking when I hit I'll give my opinion first. So I think when I hit my 50s, I'm going to be like, do I envision myself gaming more or less? I think I envision myself probably gaming less. Mm-hmm. Then 60s hit, probably less. What I'm curious is by the time we hit 70s, 80s, right?
That's when you're back into gaming?
I'm curious. Maybe like I'm thinking, well, now I'm going to have all the time in the world. Maybe then that's the time. Like you retired. Do you get more? Do we all, when we retire, let's say in our 60s or 70s, do we go back to gaming?
Mm-hmm.
And are we sitting in our like a convalescent home in our 80s gaming? So I'm curious what you guys think.
Oh, Ricky thinks it'll be virtual reality status.
We'll be virtual reality, like not being able to move. Like, yeah, this is awesome. I can actually move, but you're not moving.
Just being like a young, like playing young man Sims.
Yeah.
Like, I'm young again.
I am a firm believer that I do not want VR when I get older. I want to play with a controller in my hands no matter what. I'm a controller in hands kind of person.
You're saying that till the arthritis kicks in.
That's true. I hope not. This is what I used to make my money on.
What do you think? Where do you think you'll be? 50s, 60s, 70s?
So I've actually been playing, honestly, no joke, thanks to Mister. I've been playing more lately than I normally do. But what I'm kind of finding fun in, collecting the NES games, NES Pursuit, is kind of just going through alphabetical and just going through different games. Last night actually was a very great experience for me. Me and my brother felt like the old days. We texted for like an hour straight, and we were both doing the same thing. We were just going through different game categories and sending each other videos and clips like, oh, dude, I just tried this one. You should try it. Then I'll try it. He's like, oh, this game's so funny. This is crazy. And then it was just like a fun time. But I'm finding myself gaming more now, but it's very in spurts, right? If I even see an RPG screen, I'm like, next game. Not because I don't like the game, because like you said, I'm like, I don't know if I have time for this. I picture myself kind of picking up games a little bit more and more again as I get a little older, just because, I don't know, I go in waves when I do stuff. But I do think that, retirement homes in 15 years are going to look a lot different than they do right now in the current state. Right now, they say that they purposely put on old episodes of, MASH, Lone Ranger, or whatever it may be, these old things, because it brings them back to their childhood.
Right.
So for us, it probably, I know it sounds stupid, but in 10, 15 years, there might be Ninja Turtles playing in there, right? There might be Animaniacs, there might be Nintendo consoles lying around, because it takes these people, it's an escape, right? Ben's name is Retro Escape, is what he calls himself, because at his age you need it.
That's right.
He's basically saying you're at home already.
It's actually Ben's birthday tomorrow. How old are you turning?
Oh,
I'm going younger this time.
Don't tell him, Ben. They're gonna steal your identity.
46.
All right, upper 40s, dude. I love it.
Yeah, as Chris told me, it's all downhill from here.
all down, you're on the downslope.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
Slope.
Yeah.
Ricky, what about you? What do you think?
Like if we're gonna be gaming later,
Or now, what's your gaming?
so my gaming right now is I pretty much just play. I'll do a little bit of Nintendo, but when I do kind of play, it's with the kids. So I'm usually constantly doing 4-player like Switch stuff. I guess that's why I like the Switch controller so much, because of that. Because I'm enjoying it, but I don't get to play as much as I used to. Like I'm starting to find like a lot more pleasure like doing like stuff outside. I don't know what maybe it's getting older or something, but
Yeah.
dude, I got chickens. I built a coop. I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
Bro, those
Got
chicks are
chickens.
awesome.
I got chickens, dog.
Wow.
Retro
Free eggs on
Pixel Game Squad eggs coming soon.
We're gonna start selling Pixel Game Squad eggs on whatnot.
Yeah,
Dude.
bring some eggs,
hard-boiled.
man. I'll take some eggs.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah, they're $5 each, bro. Get waxed.
wow. But honestly, I kind of see me. I think right now because the kids are all little, but like I think like once they all like turn teenage or something, I feel like I'm gonna keep playing. Like I'm gonna play more, because I guess right now I just want to spend time with them before they, they're all gonna go. I got an 18-year-old that's like ready to go. Like I'm like, dude, I missed out on the lot. I feel like I missed out a lot on him. I did get to experience a lot, but like
You spend a ton of time with them.
I do spend a
But I
ton-
think that's every parent
Yeah.
is going to feel like that as soon as their kid leaves.
Yeah.
Whether you spend, no matter how much time you spend with them, you're going to feel like, I should have spent more.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that-
My
that's what it
dad's
is.
that same way.
I think it's that remorse thing. Like I want to spend more time with him, so now I'm spending even more time with the little ones. And I'm like, all right, let's do stuff like that. That's the whole reason I got the. We all got our own chicken. It was pretty cool.
That's
Nice,
awesome.
dude.
I don't know.
What if Storm eats them, your dog?
Oh God, I'll get her so good. Bust out the whip. I'm just kidding.
What about you, Curtis, in 98 years when you turn 12?
I think it's all in perspective. Like I feel like at the moment I haven't had a lot of time to really game, but as I create, I feel like I'm working as hard as I can now to create that time later for myself as I grow, but also because I don't have a family yet.
Yeah.
I have a little bit more time to mitigate that. I feel like because you guys have families.
We are your family.
Yeah,
Curtis.
I literally told Riff the other day, I was like, you guys are pretty much my family. Like,
That's what I said. I'm like, I know we are. We're your family, bro.
Like, I literally consider you guys like blood
Yeah.
to me. And so before, when I was like early 20s and early teens, of course, that was all I did. After school game, after baseball game, after anything, video games. And now as I have to be an adult and go through my own life cycles, I feel like I've gotten to a group that actually wants to push themselves and elevate where they're at. And that's where I want to be. So I push myself to be like you guys. And so I've had less time, but I feel like I'm only doing that so that I can have that time later, because
Set yourself up
right.
for success.
So like watching you, Ben, all you guys, like Ben, like he's able to do a lot of things, but he's also set himself up to
set
be
himself
that.
up.
Right. I feel like early right now, like I feel like early or late 20s and early 30s, I'll probably be at my busiest. Right.
Yeah.
But also, as long as I create structure, I can find that time to game and to be able to like alleviate more time to finally catch up to your backlog, right? I feel like we all have a backlog of like, oh, we got to go back and play that. I still got to go back and appreciate SNES a little bit, right? I feel like
that's what your mission.
I've crapped on it for a while, but it's only because my inexperience with it.
Yeah.
Right. And it was just 3 years before I was born. So like, I'm not going to have that same experience as most people. And that's why I love N64, GameCube as those,
Your time.
that was my generational consoles. Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like as I get older, I think I will appreciate gaming even more. Like how you guys are now, where you guys can go back out and be like, dude, I remember playing that game, the NES, and my brothers. I have that same experience. Like even like Chase brought up the other day, he was just talking about Path of Radiance, right? That struck a nostalgia in my head, and I was like, oh my God, I actually played that game, and I don't even remember until he said that.
Yeah, that's the beauty of this, being in this world or owning a game store, I'm sure, is people go in and they're like, oh, that was my thing when I was a kid, and I completely forgot about it until I just saw it. That's a cool feeling.
And I guarantee you, as you go on and you guys, your families kind of leave the roost, or the coop. They leave the coop.
No, Ricky's
right?
got a long time ahead.
No,
bro.
I know,
He's
yeah,
got
I
young
got
ones.
time.
a long time. I
Right?
got a 5-year-old
But,
still.
your son
My
and
son is about to be 15 like next week, actually. And so I have 3 years left, and then I'm like an empty nester at that
right.
point.
And so,
Ricky's,
That's what you think. They're going to be here for like till
and-
late 20s. Watch.
and
Yeah, I mean,
or
I'll go off to
grandkids.
college and he'll be back and forth, I'm sure. But and grandkids, but I have a daughter too, and she's older. She's 18, but I'm about to be an empty nester in my 40s.
Yeah, and I feel like you're setting yourself up now because I feel like all the work that's going into one expo and another expo, eventually in a few years, it's almost going to be like you already know the regiment, right? And so you'll find time in those gaps and your hobbies that you want to pursue, right?
Yeah. We're also, I think, are like the first true. I don't want to disrespect the Atari players, like the guys that are in their 50s, right? Like they're probably the guys.
Ben literally just gave you a bombastic side eye. He's all,
Hey, man, don't mess with the Atari.
But we're like the first NES, generation, I want to
Sure.
say. Like you grew up on NES. Did you play Atari much? Probably not.
So Atari was what I actually started with because it was what my mom bought and my dad. But my first system was for sure NES.
Yeah, like I had a little touch of like Atari when I was young. I was born in 81, so you're a 70s baby.
70s.
Dang, 70s. It's like a hippie
Got
kid
those
over
bell
there.
bottoms, baby.
And
Bottom Ben.
and I want to. No way.
But generationally, like I still with my store will get a very small trickle of like guys in their 50s that will come in and buy Atari games. But I think for the most part, guys in their 50s, are they gaming? I don't think so. I don't think they are. So I think
ask the audience. If you're watching, you're in your 50s, let us know.
yeah, and I'm sure that so there are some because I get some that do come in that still play Atari games. But I think us in our 40s, like you and I, Ben, like we are like the first. Not true. I don't want to say true gamers, but that NES generation that fell in love with gaming. I think it'll be interesting to see as we get older what we do as
Yeah.
a generation. I don't know.
I mean, I plan on playing NES all the way till
Me
the end,
too,
baby.
dude. On my way out,
I feel
I'm
like
gonna play spiritual warfare on my way out. Lord, take me.
I feel like at any point in your life, you'll have different, like in your decades, right? You'll find that time where you're like appreciating gaming and then you're busy again. And then,
Yep, that's
like,
life.
So there's a shout out I want to give out to this guy. His name's Grandpa Gaming on YouTube. And he's a veteran from the Vietnam War and he was a sniper.
Thank you for
right?
your service.
Thank you for your service. And if you ever see this, it'd be great. But he has he has a huge following. He shows his shorts and his long format of his video game gameplay, and he shows how like sniping relates.
The sniper guy, he's awesome.
Dude.
Oh, I've seen him.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's got. I mean, he's Vietnam
Vietnam vet.
probably
Dude,
60s, 70s.
He's
Yeah.
70s.
Good. I was like,
Yeah.
Because it's like realistic. So
Yeah.
the shots you're seeing him shoot, if you don't
He's playing
know,
Battlefield.
you're like, why would he pull the trigger right now? He's way off, but he's calculating for wind and accuracy and velocity of movement. And
So that brings up another question then. Do you think like from the YouTube world, will there be like grandpa YouTube gaming
oh,
channels?
you're looking at one.
Yeah. I feel
Honestly.
like I don't feel like
You'll be a part of it, bro.
You think you'll just keep aging into your 70s, still making
yeah, and you'll still be on
videos?
there, bro. Freaking Pixel Grampcast, bro.
Flea marketing.
I'm like, we're yelling at each other across
I think you brought it up before, but that concept of like we've seen them at like Golden West Flea Market, like the old men in like the
those guys are
wheelchairs.
awesome.
I'm looking
That's
into
gonna
our
be us.
future, bro. We are looking into our future.
Like I don't think the swap meeting will ever die. I think I'll do that till the day I can't move.
Yeah, and I don't think that like my collecting would be any different either. Because like I'm not into like war stuff. I'm into that nerdy stuff, right? I feel like I only want to grasp more onto that as you get older.
All right, so one more question. If you're in the convalescent home, you're old now, you're like, oh, I can barely move. You get one system that you're like, nurse, bring me this. What is it? What would you take, Ricky? What's the one system you want in your way out?
I want to say NES, but it's going to be the Super NES.
Super?
It's going to take me out. I'm going to be taken out with aquatic ambience.
Dang. Mine's going to be NES, take me out on the ending scene of Super Mario Bros. 2.
Oh, nice.
Where Mario realizes he's dreaming and then goes back to bed. Dang. That's it. You wake up and go, it's real. but then you just be satisfied and go to bed and
Mine's GameCube. I'm definitely going out with GameCube.
what are you going out with though? What game? What's your final
Easily,
theme?
I'm gonna do the Zelda the Collector's Edition.
Oh, okay, that's what takes you out.
Yeah,
Into the
I will
cookie
play through
reform?
all those and just go out in peace.
Ben, Ben wanted to say something over there. I could tell.
Oh man, I mean, I actually like NES golf because it's like there's no timer, there's no music. It's just like take your time, bro.
And that's a 46-year-old answer.
I'm going out NES, even though I love
Downward
Super
slope.
NES, but give me Zelda the original for my last
Nice.
playthrough, one last time.
The music on that would be incredible.
Just one last playthrough, and then I'm done. That's it. I'm checking out.
I like how we're all joking about our death. We're like, dude, just like, yeah, and then good night.
But if guys, if your guys' gaming ideas aren't dying, let's just say go to SoCal Gaming Expo June 8th and June 9th. I don't care how much I plug this, it's gonna happen. My boys are my boys.
If we don't see ticket sales go up like 10% when this podcast drops, we're mad at all of you. All right.
I'm gonna check too. Do check.
Now, to be very real, I actually don't want to go out to NES playing. I want to be around my family, probably worship music playing, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
And all the angels.
No, worship, not that. I want like old rugged cross praying, just straight up take me. But yeah.
Take me home.
No! Can you take me higher, like Creed?
Can you take me high? All right, guys.
Poor
like I said,
guys.
all the links will be in the description, and appreciate you all.